The year was 2245, a time when Earth had finally begun to breathe again after decades of healing and renewal. A place was spoken of in whispers, almost like a beautiful legend from a time long past. This was Lumora Village, a concept not built by governments or cold, unfeeling machines. Instead, it was brought into existence by the children of the entire world working together. It stood on the edge of a vast meadow where the sky danced with floating auroras of every color. Homes there grew organically from bioluminescent trees, creating a truly unique living canopy overhead. The walkways shimmered softly, reflecting the ethereal light like still water under a quiet moon. Everything living, everything glowing within Lumora was designed by young minds full of boundless imagination. The entire village began with one incredibly simple, yet profound, guiding idea for the future. The core concept was to let the children dream freely, while the adults diligently built those very dreams into reality. Think of 10-year-old Lumora, who imagined a house that could actually sing a tune when the wind passed through it. Her friend Aaron held an equally brilliant wish, a bridge that instantly shifted its color based on every single footstep. A collective group of students even sketched out a school designed to open its entire roof at the nighttime. They envisioned learning their lessons directly beneath the countless, brilliant stars above them in the open air. Crucially, instead of dismissing these concepts as mere childish fancy, the entire world decided to truly listen this time. Architects, brilliant scientists, and skilled artisans collaborated closely to bring every singular design to life exactly as it was envisioned. The final result was a village unlike anything humanity had ever witnessed before. A living poem written by the next glorious generation. Standing prominently at the very center of Lumora was the beacon tree, the village's majestic and towering focal point. This towering life form was uniquely infused with internal solar veins and countless crystalline leaves overhead. Every single dawn, the tree would pulse gently, releasing warm waves of pure energy throughout the entire community. These energizing waves nourished the homes and the beautifully designed gardens that surrounded its base. However, this magnificent beacon tree held a profound secret that most of the villagers were completely unaware of. Astonishingly, this wonder was not an invention created by their advanced technology or sheer intellect. Rather, this powerful life form was originally discovered deep within an ancient, uncharted forest environment. A small, intrepid group of children first found a tiny sapling that held an intense, innate glow. Its true origins remained totally unknown. They immediately brought it back and carefully planted it right in the heart of their nascent village, trusting its destiny completely. The children instinctively believed this magnificent plant was meant to grow and develop right alongside them throughout their lives. Perhaps it made a conscious choice to find us, Lumora once whispered to her closest confidants in quiet awe. And as the long years continued to pass by, the tree matured into something truly magnificent and almost sentient. It seemed almost aware, alive in a deeply fundamental way that no scientist could fully yet comprehend. One exceptionally turbulent and stormy night, the beacon tree began to shine much brighter than it ever had before. Its powerful glow stretched across the entire animated sky, a brilliant spectacle visible for hundreds of miles around. Villagers immediately rushed to the central plaza, their hearts filled with a sudden collective fear of impending disaster. But instead of destruction, a miraculous phenomenon began to emerge right before their astonished eyes. Across the luminous expanse of the sky, strange symbols started to materialize, swirling slowly and appearing incredibly ancient. The leading scientists, despite all their knowledge, could not logically decode a single one of the strange markings. The adults, relying on old logic, were completely unable to gain any understanding of the celestial message being shown. Yet, the village children, those who had planted the very seed, could suddenly perceive the meaning clearly. "This is actually a map," Aaron stated softly, his voice carrying a new, unexpected authority in the silence. He continued, explaining that the map pointed to places across the world that desperately need our unique help right now. The beacon tree had deliberately chosen these specific children because they saw the world differently from their elders. They perceived the planet not as fundamentally broken, but as something entirely fixable with enough genuine effort. They viewed the world not as a dangerous place full of inevitable threats, but as an inherently connected network of life. The children spontaneously gathered around the luminous roots of the great tree, placing their small hands upon the warm, glowing bark. In that moment, they felt a distinct, steady rhythm resonating through the roots, unmistakably like a powerful, shared heartbeat. They finally understood the profound, undeniable truth of their unfolding mission for the planet. Their beautiful village, Lumora, was never meant to be the ultimate destination for humanity. Instead, it was truly meant to serve as the dynamic, glowing beginning of something much, much larger unfolding. Over the course of the following years, a beautiful trend began to spread rapidly across all the continents. New, wondrous villages began to bloom everywhere, each distinctly shaped by the unfiltered creativity of its own local children. These new communities were steadfastly supported by adults, who had finally learned the essential value of listening intently. We saw breathtaking floating villages established gracefully over the vast, newly restored oceans of the world. Other sanctuaries were built deep underground, glowing softly with harnessed geothermal light sources for inhabitants. Intricate tree root networks were engineered to carry complex messages quickly across many miles of diverse terrain. Everywhere you looked, the entire world itself started to reshape according to a new, simple wisdom that took hold. This new wisdom was rooted in the straightforward, pure philosophy spoken by the youth of the time. The first guiding principle they shared was to deliberately build only what brings genuine joy into your life. The second essential teaching was to openly share whatever brings essential warmth to another person in need. And finally, the most critical directive: always protect whatever is responsible for bringing life to this planet. Lumora quietly became the guiding, unwavering star for all of recovering humanity to look toward for direction. It served as living, breathing proof that the future was never meant to be passively inherited from the past's mistakes. No, the future was clearly meant to be actively and boldly created by the intention of the living. It was created by the little hands holding on to massive, world-changing dreams for tomorrow. It was voiced into existence by those young voices that had been unheard for far too long in the old world. It was forged by the courageous hearts that fiercely remembered the simple, powerful magic of genuine wonder. Generations passed by, and travelers would still journey to pay respect at the original beacon tree's glowing roots. Its light remained gentle and beautifully eternal, a constant, glowing reminder for every single visitor. It reminded them of the fundamental truth that humanity had almost completely forgotten for a long, dark period. The future, they finally remembered, is absolutely not something that is simply given to you at birth by fate. Instead, the future is something powerful that must be consciously grown, nurtured, and fiercely protected by action. And in this way, the magnificent legacy of those first children continued to echo powerfully across the vast expanse of the centuries. Their story became a lasting legacy defined by unparalleled courage, boundless creativity, and an enduring, bright hope for tomorrow.